Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. Have a question, came in to customer service. This one came in from Daniel Larson. And Daniel says, hello Serge, still working hard to get things together. In the setup it has been shown to put the club face on the line, held in the right hand, then step up 1 and 2, using step 1 and 2 being the left foot for a right-hander and 2 being the right foot, and take your grip. My question is this: should the hands now be on the toe line, or should they be stretched out below your eyes, or should they be beyond the toe line, below your nose or cheek? In other words, how far away from the ball should you be? Okay. Now that is adequately covered in a lot of dailies, and it's definitely covered in the swing book and other manuals that we have on the website, and in a lot of other videos. But I'll go over it again because it was asked. All right. Daniel was kind of going through what I call the making the H to get into proper alignment, and so the best way to do that is I'm just going to put down here, since I don't have any alignment arrows in my bag right now, I'm going to make this the aiming line, and I'm going to put one down for my toe line, because we want to talk about that. So when I walk into a golf ball and I'm making my H, and the H is a aiming line, toe line, and the H is made by the ball position line in the middle with the arrows. All right, I'm going to walk in, and I take my setup. All right, and 1, 2 is what he's talking about with the feet. Where are your hands when you hang your arms down? All right, I've always stated that we want to do the accordion effect. We kind of stand up straight and we bend down the knees and the hips at the same time. The shoulders, hips, and knees go down together, which squeezes the hips out, and we're in that 30-degree spine angle tilt. And the arms should be hanging somewhere where, if you take this forward thumb, the top thumb of your forward arm and hand, the top thumb, draw a line straight up. It should be somewhere around the chin to the nose. Now again, that's a variable. If somebody has, we all have different shapes of bodies, different length of arms, and again, if somebody has a real long torso versus shorter legs, or long legs versus shorter torso, long arms versus shorter arms, with either of those combinations, you might see a little bit different. But I really think the whole key is that we're basically, wherever you're standing up, and if you drop your arms down and you get into that posture, that ready position, like a quarterback getting the snap, a baseball player in the field, athletically ready, your arms should be relatively hanging straight down, and when you grip it from there, that's about where you want to be. And so if you draw that line from here up, that would be a pretty good indicator of it. Again, the thumb on your top hand, your forward hand, would be up around the chin, the chin to the nose. And again, if you look down towards the ground, if I stand here and I'm looking towards the ground, down towards my toe line, both of my hands are directly inside my toe line, because where are my eyes? They're out here. My nose is on this side of the line. My chin is right here. And so with the length of the shaft, that's down, but I always have a point where, in many cases, on a good grip, if I look down at my toe line on the ground, the bottom, what I see right here in my right hand, my thumb and index finger are just behind what would be my toe line, okay, are on it. If I start getting my hands way out, if my toe line's here and I start getting my hands way out, I'm way into reaching. My shoulders are going to likely be pulled down too much. So the key would be athletically ready. Arms hang. Once you get in your posture, you're bent over at the waist with the hips pushed outward, right? Athletically ready. The hands should basically be hanging straight down. So grip the club from there, and just find out the keys for you, whether you look at the knuckle towards your chin or your nose, or where it is, or you look at the front part of your hand right here, the thumb and the index finger, where it is right here in the front of my hand, where that is, and I think it should be relatively close to your toe line, slightly inside, but it should not be, maybe might be just a fraction out, but it's not going to be where this hand, I don't think anywhere your forward hand being, or your top hand on the club being somewhat into or past the toe line is going to definitely be reaching. Okay, so you need to figure out for yourself, but it all comes down to what? Just right here. Get into the ready position and stand up, and that's about where your arms should be hanging, relatively straight down from the shoulders. Okay, so find your cues that tell you you're at the right position. But basically, if you're reaching, and you start feeling pulling in your back and across your shoulders and neck, and feel like your chest is being pulled inward, then you're reaching. It's just relatively straight hanging down. Okay, stretching. And if you're sitting here and your hands are basically on or inside your knees, then equal to or being above your knees or inside your knees, I think you're way too close. So it's just bend, let your arms hang, and address the ball, and that sets up where you are. So find your cues or your keys or whatever it is that you can figure out to look at where you want. But basically, arms hanging straight down in good posture is the answer, athletically ready. All right, well, that's it for the search for today and finding our correct distance and our arm position and how they, I guess we could say, hands and arms hang down when addressing the ball, holding the club. And you get that straight, and try to do the same thing with every club in the bag, and you're going to find you'll be really addressing the ball much more consistently, and therefore hitting much more consistent shots, solid, straight, and shooting those lower scores. All right, that's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to you all again soon.